Hello everyone. My name is Holly, and I am one of the English trainers for this hour. We will be going over a topic called cultural know-how. So what we will be doing is looking at some idioms and vocabulary and reading an article, and it should be an interesting topic. Let me show you the material. Okay, so we'll start out with some idioms, and then we'll talk about cultural etiquette. Then we will read an article about cultural etiquette. Then we will look at some vocabulary words, and then we will go through some grammar when it comes to modals and discuss that if there is enough time. It just depends on how much conversation that we have in the beginning as to whether we'll get to the grammar part. So again, my name is Holly, and I am one of the English teachers from Idaho in the United States. So I look forward to working with you today. So let me show you the material again. Hi, Felipe, how are you? Hello, Felipe.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you.
Yes, I was working a lot.
Have you been working a lot? Yeah. Now remind me what
Yeah,
country you're from. I have like 3 countries
Brazil?
going through my mind. It is Brazil. Okay, I wasn't sure exactly.
Yes.
So yeah. And are you also on, so did you take some summer vacation as well?
No,
No.
recently not.
Okay. All
No.
right. All right. I know that this is vacation season, right? In Brazil.
Yes, right. Yes. I am in my parents' house,
Mm-hmm.
but
Okay.
I am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hello, David. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. Have you had a good week so far?
Yes, I think so. A
Excellent.
very busy week, like every week,
Mm-hmm.
but I could do something else, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Hello, Adam. How are you today?
Hello, I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
Very good. So, Adam, where are you from?
I'm from Poland.
Poland. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And hi, Adela. How are you today?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Very good. Very good. And it's the end of your day right now, right?
Sorry?
It is the end of your day right now, right?
Uh, sorry, I don't
Oh,
understand.
okay. Well, it's 11 o'clock, so you are
Yes, yes,
finishing up your day. You are finishing your day right
yes.
now.
In
Yeah.
in 1 hour, yes,
Oh,
yes.
awesome.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm a
No,
little asleep.
no worries. No worries. And we have Randall. Hello, Randall. How are you today? Was it Randall? Yeah, Randall. Can you speak? All right. Hello, Esanali? Asanali? Welcome. Esanali? Are you there? Okay. Well, real quick, I just wanted to say hello face to face to everyone. So, um, but today's topic, we will be going over cross-cultural know-how, and it should be a fun topic because we are going to be looking at different cultures, and so that's always very fun. Hello, Carlos. Welcome.
Hello, thank you very much.
Nice to see you. So, all right. So we have Adam from Poland. We have Adela from Spain. Carlos from Argentina. David from Spain. And Asanali. Where are you from?
Hey, how are you?
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
I'm Shinelli. I'm from Iran.
Iran. Nice to meet you, Asanali.
Nice to meet you too.
Ishanali,
Thank you.
nice to meet you. And then we also have Felipe from Brazil. So we have a very international group today. Again, my name is Holly, and I am originally from Idaho in the United States, where I'm currently living. However, I have lived in several years in different countries. I lived 11 years in Finland, and I lived in 2 years in South Korea, and have been working with people around the world through virtual classrooms since 2006. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go over idioms. And what I thought would be fun about this, with this lesson, is we can actually compare some of these cross-cultural situations to your own country and situation. So this should be fun. So what we're going to do, let's study the following sentences and then match each underlined idiom to its correct definition below. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to read to you guys the actual definitions below, and then I will have each one of you read the sentences above. So these sentences right here, A through E, I will read out loud. A, change your position in order to make it easier to reach an agreement. B, do something for someone because they have done something for you. C, do what other people are doing. D, keep your position even if people try to criticize you. E, misunderstood. F, pay 50% of the bill each. G, protect your reputation. And H, taken out for expensive meals. So those are the definitions that we will be matching. So Adam, could you read the first sentence up here?
At the end of the meal, we decided to go Dutch.
Okay, excellent. We decided to go Dutch. Any idea what to go Dutch means? Any guess?
I can guess, yes. I think it will be F, pay 50% of the bill each.
Yes. To pay 50% of the bill each, or what you do is you end up paying for what you actually ate instead of 50%. So it depends on the people you're with, whether it's 50% or not. So tell me, Adam, in Poland, do you guys go Dutch, or does the host pay for the meal?
It depends on what kind of meal is that, because if I ask someone to go with me, then I pay all the bill, and if I go with my friends, for example, in Poland there's a common that, for example, if that is a meal, we pay all together, or for example, if we go for a drink, then for example, I pay for one queue, and the other friend the next, and go on.
Okay, so what you do is when you go for a drink, in English we would say you pay for one round. So each person pays for a round. Yeah. So, all right, thank you. And Adela, how about in Spain? Do you guys go Dutch, or does the host pay for everything?
It depends. Normally, if you go a restaurant with a friend, you pay go Dutch, 50-50. But if someone invite you, you think they or he pays the bill. It depends.
Okay, so it really depends on the situation. Excellent, thank you.
Yes.
And Aldona, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. And did you hear Adam is also from Poland? Did you agree with him about Poland?
Yes, I think in Poland we practice paying for one round, then going Dutch.
Okay. All right. Carlos, how about in Argentina? Do you guys go Dutch as a general rule, or do you pay for, does the host pay for everything?
No, as a general rule, we go Dutch.
Okay, as a general rule. Okay, and Spain, David, do you agree with Adela?
Yes, it depends on the kind of lunch do you have or party. I think, for example, if I go out with my family, with my in-laws and my brother, for example, the one who invite the others is the one who has to pay. But if I call my friends and we decide to go out for dinner tomorrow, for example, I'm sure that we will go Dutch.
Okay. All right. And then Aishanali, how about in Iran? What is the situation there?
Sorry, my internet connection was disconnected and I couldn't understand the question.
Okay, we're going over the idiom to go Dutch, and to go Dutch means means to pay 50% of the bill. So when you go to a restaurant with family or friends, or in a social situation, or even a business situation, is it a tradition in your country to go Dutch, or is it a tradition that the host pays for the bill?
Yeah, in Iran, it's like to go Dutch.
Okay, so everybody goes Dutch.
Yes, everybody goes Dutch, and this is a common behavior and culture in Iran when you go to the restaurant or something like that.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Felipe, how about in Brazil?
Depends of the situation. If you go out with your friends, you go Dutch. If you go out with your girlfriend, maybe you can the whole bill.
You pay the whole thing. So yeah. So it definitely depends on the situation. Oh, no, and I was going to ask the next person, but he just left. So okay, yeah. So definitely the men still pay on dates in Brazil. Okay, excellent. In my experience in different countries, in the U.S., it's like many of your countries. It really depends on the situation. And also, like for example, if I take my mom out, I want to pay, and if she takes me out, she wants to go Dutch. So, or if we go out together, so it really depends on the family and the friends and so forth. In Finland, the tradition is to almost always go Dutch, and in Korea, going Dutch is unheard of. The tradition is the oldest person pays if it was a group who decided, or the host, the person who made the invitation. It is a little bit different among students, but other than that, it's pretty much the oldest person pays. So, all right, number 2.
I have a question. I always say depends of the right way is depends on the situation, right?
Yes, and that is probably, I would say, the single most mistake I'm hearing here at the Verbling classes is people always say depends of the situation, but it always depends on. And it's all the time. There's not a situation that you would use a different preposition with that word. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So I write it down because I might forget to actually say something. So, all right, number 2. Adela, could you read number 2 and see if you can match that?
If you want to win the argument, you should stick your guns.
Okay, so stick to your guns.
To your guns. Stick to your guns. I think maybe D, keep your position even if people try to criticize you.
Absolutely, that is correct. Okay, all right. And number 3, Aldona, can you read that one?
Yes, thank you for your help. I hope someday we can return the compliment. And I think it's B, do something for someone because they have done something for you.
Yes, that is correct. And also, it's thank you for all your help. But what you read was no problem. You just didn't read the all. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Minor mistake. So, okay. Carlos, could you read the next one?
The politician managed to save face by escaping blame for the mistake.
Okay. And what would that be?
I'm thinking, but protect your reputation.
Yes, it's protect your reputation. Okay. Now, I learned last week when I was teaching this lesson to a Japanese person. He said that in Japan, it is probably one of the most important things for a Japanese business person to do is to save face. It's very important to protect their reputation, and which to the point that that it's very, very difficult to make mistakes. If you make a mistake, you might lose face. Is it the same in your countries? So, David, how about in Spain? Is it okay to make a mistake? Or will you lose face if you make mistakes?
For me, it's not a problem to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it depends on the mistake.
Mm-hmm.
If the mistake, I made a mistake, I killed my wife, for example.
Yeah, that's not a mistake.
It's kind of mistake. You can't escape of this kind of mistake. But if you have a problem and you make a mistake, I think it's better to don't try to hide this mistake. And for me, it's not, I usually say that I make 100 mistakes per day, and for me, this is not a problem.
Okay, thank you. And Adela, as far as for Spain, would you agree that in Spain it's okay to make small mistakes?
It's not okay mistake, but it's normal to make a mistake. People don't have this feeling, no, as a Japanese about the honor, etc. I think it's more human, and human being is commit a mistake. I think it's normal.
Okay.
Sometimes if the mistake is lost a lot of money for the company, maybe you get off.
Yeah.
But it's normal.
Okay, but there's a little bit more. It's okay to admit it and so forth. Okay. How about in Poland, Aldona? Is it okay to make mistakes or in your job, or could you lose your job quickly if you make mistakes?
Well, it's human to make mistakes, but it depends on the mistake you made. If it's not that much significant, probably it wouldn't be taken into account. But if the mistake is more significant, probably you may have problems because of it. But I think it should be when someone make mistakes to admit it. I'm sorry, I made mistake. I try not to repeat it anymore. But the problem is when somebody make mistakes and ignore it.
Yeah, or they blame it on somebody else, or something like that. Okay, and Adam, do you agree with Aldona about Poland?
Yes, I agree with Aldona. I cannot only that. In my opinion, it depends on situation and people, and if we are take account on companies, for example, it's differ from companies, because sometimes if you admit that you made a mistake, it's okay, and nobody make a problem of that, but sometimes you have to pay for that.
Okay. Yes, definitely you have to pay for it. I mean, you might actually lose your reputation, or lose face. So to lose face is to lose your reputation as well. All right, Felipe, how about in Brazil? Is saving face really important, or is it okay for people to make mistakes?
Depends on the mistake. As the sentence says about the politician here in Brazil, they are trying. They always are trying to managing to save the face. And it is not problem if you make mistake and made mistake, but if you face up to the problem and admit it, it's okay. But if you try to deceive someone or deceive the population, is not right.
Okay, thank you. And how about in Iran, Asa Nali? Is it really important to save face, or is it okay to make mistakes? Okay, I know he's having internet problems. So we'll go to Carlos and maybe go back to him. Carlos, how about in Argentina?
No, it's not important.
It's not important.
You can make mistakes. It depends on the situation, like the guys already said, like in Spain. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. But when I was talking to my student from Japan about this, I asked him about the 1992 Winter Olympics, when the Olympic figure skater won the silver medal and went back to Japan and apologized. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's normal." And I was very surprised because she got the silver, but she apologized for not getting the gold. So I've learned
that is normal. That is normal.
Yeah, apologizing for not getting the gold. So, for getting the silver.
The Argentinian soccer team apologized to all the country when they lost the final here. So
really? Oh wow!
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Even with the president there.
Huh. I was really. That's surprising to me, but that's okay. So welcome, Aisha Nali. Is it okay? How about you when it comes in your country? Is it really important to save face?
Yes, it is important, but sometimes it depends on at a situation and a condition and your works, your jobs, or something like that. For example, when you are a civil engineer and you are building, for example, a bridge, and your work is not proper or is not good, so it can maybe some problems for other people and other individuals. So this is important, but it depends on some cases. So when you apologize, it can be okay for some cases, but for the case that I've mentioned about you have some responsibilities, you are responsible about some jobs or some works that are connected with other people and a quality of life of other people and individuals, it cannot be acceptable. So, but this is the majority of people try to save face, but in some cases it's not acceptable.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. All right, we're going to go on. Question for you. Since you are a new question for you, you have a very, very good pronunciation. And have you spent some time in an English-speaking country?
No, I just learn English myself without participating in English classes.
Wow. Okay.
I tried to watching some TV serials or movies or something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I just thought, wow, the way you're speaking English, it sounds like you'd spent some time abroad. So I guess not. So, all right. So let's go on. So, all right.
Okay.
David from Spain. So, first of all, David, Colombia, David, welcome.
Hi, Holly. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. All right. So, David from Spain, can you read number 5?
Yes, 5. Everyone at the party was wearing special costumes, and we had to follow suit.
Okay. So, what would that be?
I think is C. Do what other people are doing.
Do what other people are doing. Correct. All right, C. All right, and David from Colombia, can you do number 6?
Sure, Holly. During the negotiation, they decided to give ground in order to reach an agreement. Is letter A. Change your position in order to make it easier to reach an agreement.
Yes, exactly. All right, and then Aisha Nali, can you read number 7?
Number 7. We were wined and dined all over the city.
Okay, so we were wined and dined all over the city.
And dined all over the city.
Okay, and what would that be?
I think it's H, taken out of for expensive meals.
Yes, it is definitely that. So if you're taken out for expensive meals, I was in a training one time where they took us out for lunch and dinner every single day, and it was like 5 days, and they spent a lot of money. So, but we were wined and dined. So, Felipe, can you do the last one?
I was trying to be polite, but he got the wrong idea.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
Yeah. This one, he got the wrong idea, or she got the wrong idea. A lot of times it has to do with maybe the person was polite, or maybe they were being friendly, and the person from person of the opposite sex was thinking that they were interested in more than they really were. So they were maybe, to get the wrong idea, a lot of times she got the wrong idea or he got the wrong idea. The first person was not interested in a relationship, and they got the wrong idea. So this is how that's used a lot. So, okay, let's look at these sentences. We're going to decide whether the statements are true or false, and then we will check the answers by reading the article. So number 1, David from Spain, can you read that one?
Okay, 1. In Singapore, the word no is considered impolite.
Okay. Adam, what do you think? Do you think that is true or false?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I think it can be.
Okay, so we'll say it's true. Okay. And Adela, what's your guess?
Yes, in Greece, you should nod your head upwards to say yes.
Okay. And
maybe. I don't know.
okay. So, Felipe, what's your guess on number 2?
You should do what? Not?
Yeah, let me show you real quick what to nod your head means. Okay. Okay, in English, we nod our head like this to say yes, and this this is to shake your head, and this is to nod your head. Nod, shake. Okay, so let me go back to the one. So in Greece, which way do they shake their head or nod their head to say yes? so what is your guess, Philippe?
True.
True. Why don't we say true? So okay, and then Aisha Nali, what do you read number 3?
Okay. Oh my God.
Can you read it?
I cannot see it.
Oh, you cannot say it. Press on my name.
The text. I don't know why.
Okay. Can you press on my name? Usually that will help.
Sorry, I cannot see.
Okay. Okay, one moment. You can also press on the worksheet. And here, let me give you the URL. You can go to this worksheet and you'll see it.
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone. He's coming back. Okay. All right. So, David, what do you think? Can you read number 3? David from Colombia.
Okay, Holly. 3. In Italy, it is a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting.
Is that true or false?
I think it's true.
True. Okay. Where's our Italians when we need them? So. All right. Okay. And Aldona, can you read number 4?
In the Netherlands, it's a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting, and I said no.
So no, it's false. You say no?
It's false.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Number 5, Carlos, could you read that one?
In Japan, the business card is very important and should be treated with respect.
So, David, it's true. It's true. Okay, your guess is true. Okay. All right. And number 6, Adam, could you read that one?
In Russia, you should not argue during business deals, and I think it's false.
False. Okay. False. Okay. And then number 7, David from Spain. Can you read that one?
Yes. In Turkey, you should not insist on sharing the restaurant bill with your host. I think it's true.
True. Okay. And then in Mexico, Carlos, could you read that one?
In Mexico, you should be careful about proposing dinner arrangements with your client.
Okay. Aldona, what do you think about this one? True or false? Yeah.
We should be careful. It's false.
False. Okay. All right, so let's go through this and let's read this and see if our answers were true or false. There were some of them that you guys got wrong, but most of them were completely right. So learning about a country's culture can help you secure good working relations on your travels. So number one, Felipe, can you read that one?
Do you arrive 10 minutes early for an important business meeting in Rio, or 10 minutes late in Amsterdam? In Moscow is sorry.
Go for it.
Is it a good idea to give a ground at an early stage of the negotiations? And in Istanbul, should you offer to go Dutch with the host on the restaurant bill?
Okay, thank you. All right. And number two, Adam, can you read number two?
Mastering the local etiquette can be more valuable than learning the language, because so much of the world does business in English, or a form of English. Beware that an English word or phrase doesn't always mean the same thing abroad, warns Michael Bennett, who sells security systems in Southeast Asia. In Japan and Singapore, people feel that no is an impolite word and will sometimes say yes to avoid causing offense. What they really mean is, I understand what you are saying, not I agree. I'm told that in Indonesia there are 12 words for yes that mean precisely the opposite.
Wow. Okay, good pronunciation. Excellent. All right, number three, Asanali, welcome back. Are you able to see the screen now?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I can know. I can see.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Can you read the third paragraph here?
Yes. Even the movements of your head can be open to misinterpretation. Publisher Robin Tukuet has had difficulties in Athens. The Greeks traditionally used an upward nod of the head to say no, and a tilt to mean yes. I was ready for that, but didn't realize the younger generation have learned to do it our way. Confusion all round. If in doubt, keep still.
Okay, so in Greece, don't move your head. So, all right. Adela, could you read number 4?
Yes, the issue of punctuality is almost complicated. As complicated. Oil company executive Malcolm Thorburn delivery turns up a few minutes late for meetings in Brazil, because Brazilians believe latecomer are more likely to be commercially successful than people who arrive early. They're impressed by people who are relaxed enough not to worry about the clock. The Italians take a similar attitude. They believe that arriving late shows who is the boss. However, don't risk than in the Netherlands. The Dutch frown upon lateness. Warfield Finance agent James Hind, they believe that people who can't use their time easily cannot be trusted.
Okay, cannot be trusted. Okay, so one thing, yeah, so keep in mind when you have an ED ending, when you have a T, you actually pronounce the whole thing. So it's complicated and trusted. However, when you have like believed, it wouldn't be a T. So an ED, ed. It wouldn't be believed, it would be believed. Okay, and this word is pronounced deliberately. Deliberately. So, all right, Let's go on. Number 5. David from Colombia, could you read that one?
Sure, Holly. Number 5. Hindle has also experienced the ceremony of. Can you scroll? Okay.
Yeah.
The ceremony of exchanging business cards in Japan. The business card is seen as representing the individual, so the whole affair has to be treated with respect. You must accept your client's card with both hands, perhaps admiring it, and then place it carefully in your card holder.
Yes, and not even if you're at a business meeting, put it in front of you. Don't even place it in your card holder until afterwards. So, okay. Number 6, Aldona, can you read that one?
Yes, the social side of Japanese commerce can also unnerve the Western visitor who might have to go to a karaoke bar and sing. Many Japanese businessmen like to conclude business by performing their favorite song in a karaoke bar, says management trainer Nicole Waden. You're expected to follow suit.
Okay, now this word right here. In English, we pronounce it very different than in other languages. We actually say karaoke.
Karaoke.
Yeah, karaoke. So, and however, I think most people who have lived in other countries understand that that's not always pronounced the same. So, okay, David from Spain, can you read the next one?
Okay, it's number 8.
And number 7.
7, okay. In Russia, the ritual of the business meeting is more theatrical skill. I've seen temper tantrums, sudden walkouts, table thumping, and so on, but it's all part of the fun, says Michael Bennett, and they admire you more if you stick to your guns. Seeking a compromise early is seen as a sign of weakness.
Wow. All right. Carlos, could you read number 8?
In almost every business community around the world, the host pays for the meal. Malcolm Thorburn was wine and dined in Istanbul, and all went well until he insisted on paying his share. It caused real embarrassment, he recalls. In Turkey, the idea of sharing a bill is quite alien. The best policy is to thank your host and return the compliment at the first opportunity.
Thank you. Excuse me. Insurance underwriter Toni Morrison caused supper time embarrassment in Mexico 5 years ago. I was working late with a client, and midway through the evening, I felt so hungry I suggested we carry on working at a nearby restaurant. The client thought this was a sign I had a romantic interest in him. When I realized he'd got the wrong idea, I started to laugh, which made things even worse. The only way of getting out of it was to enable him to save face, so I accepted all the blame for the misunderstanding. Okay, now are there any words or phrases in here that you guys do not know? Please ask.
In number 7, the one I read, temper tantrums.
Okay. Temper tantrums, probably the best way to explain that is to think of, David, you have a 2-year-old child, right? You have small children? Okay. Say when your child gets upset because she or he is not able to communicate, and she gets angry, and then she starts to cry, and then she gets down on the ground and starts hitting the ground. That's actually what a temper tantrum is.
Okay.
Of course, as adults, our temper tantrums are a little bit different. But in English, I mean, this is usually when we use the word temper tantrum, where it's a child. in English, we will say that children have adults have temper tantrums, but usually we have another word for that, and that is to have a fit. So if he is having a fit, he is actually having a temper tantrum. So.
Okay.
So, any other words or phrases in here that you guys are not familiar with? Okay, so let's go up to the front and check our answers to this one. Okay, so first one, in Singapore, the word no is considered impolite. So I believe Adam chose that would be true. Were we correct?
Yeah, we were correct. Yeah.
Yes, we were. Okay, so in Greece, you should nod your head upwards to say yes. Does anybody remember what that one?
Yeah, incorrect.
Well, it's true. It's actually true, and it's true
but,
and false. Yeah. So it's true because traditionally you nod your head. No, traditionally you it's false, actually. It's false because traditionally you shake your head to say yes and you nod your head to say no. But then it's true for the younger generation. So it depends on what generation you're working with. So, okay. Number 3, in Italy, it is a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting. Is that true or false?
False.
False.
False. And so does anybody remember what they said about turning up late for a meeting in Italy?
A latecomer shows who is the boss.
Latecomer shows who the boss is. Exactly.
The boss,
yeah. Okay, and I've heard that in a lot of different countries. It's kind of like that. You know, the last person is usually the one in charge. So, number 4, in the Netherlands, it's a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting. And was that true or false?
True.
That was true. True. Okay. In Japan, the business card is very important and should be treated with respect. And that's also the same in Korea, and I believe China, a lot of Asia. That's true. In Russia, you should not argue during business deals. Is that true or false?
False.
False, yeah. So it's important to stand your ground in Russia. Do not compromise early. Number 7, in Turkey, you should not insist on sharing the restaurant bill with your host. Is that true or false?
True.
That's also true. And then in Mexico, you should be careful about proposing dinner arrangements with your client.
True.
That's true. In the U.S., one of the things that you have to be careful about is not a lot of times, depending on the situation, if you're with a client, maybe you do not pay for it because it would look wrong. So it really depends on the situation. You might be wining and dining them, and if you are, then of course you pay. But if you're doing a project with this client, then you probably will have your own expense accounts. So, all right. Actually, let's go through these. How about in your countries? So, Adam, could you tell us about some kind of cultural etiquette that would be important for people to know? Can you think of one? If you can't think of one, just tell me.
I can think of few. I think, for example, it's not polite to come in late.
Okay. Not polite to come in late.
Yes.
Okay. Come in late. All right. Thank you. And Aldona, how about another one for Poland?
For example, but I'd like to say about the one which was not mentioned in the text. For example, it's not polite to interfere in the conversation.
Interfere, or is it interfere or interrupt?
To interfere, yes.
Interfere.
In
In conversations, okay? In conversations. Okay, so if you hear somebody talking,
yes, you should listen and.
Another word that will work. Interfere works. Another word though that will work would be interrupt. In conversations, okay? And Carlos, how about in Argentina?
Sorry, what's the question?
Is there any type of cultural etiquette that would be important for us to know about Argentina?
I really don't know. But I can tell you that is like in Italy. If you're late in a meeting, it's not so bad.
And so in Argentina,
it's not so important to be punctual.
Okay, it is not very important to be punctual. That's a good one too.
I can tell you this.
Yeah, and that's something I think people would need to know. So you did know one. So, okay. How about in Spain, David?
It's not polite to reject an invitation.
It is not polite to reject an invitation. Okay. So, I mean, do people say yes when they mean no? Like in Japan and Singapore?
No, they can't say no, but the other probably don't like it. And I'm trying to say invitation, like when you go out for have some beers and here you have to pay your round. And
okay,
if you go out when another one has to pay, it's not polite.
But it is important to pay your round. Pay a round when out for beers. Okay, yeah, that is good. All right, and then how about in Brazil, Felipe?
In Brazil, it's not polite to refuse to give kiss between women and men to say hello.
It's not polite to what is it?
To refuse
gifts
to kiss.
It's not refused to. Okay, it's not polite to refuse to kiss.
Kiss
between men and women. Basically, when greeting.
To say hello, yes.
When greeting. Yeah, because because in Brazil it's normal to kiss. Do you kiss on both sides, or just one side?
Yeah, depends on the state. Has one kiss or two kiss or three kisses. Depends on the state. In São Paulo is 3 kisses, and in Rio de Janeiro is 1 kiss only, and Paraná and south of Brazil is 2 kisses.
Wow. And how about is that normal also in Argentina, Carlos, to kiss when greeting?
Yes, but only 1 kiss here.
Only one kiss. Okay. And is it also normal in Spain, David?
Yes, 2 kisses.
2 kisses, okay. And how about in Poland, Aldona?
Well, I'm not a kisser. And speaking, I get angry when I'm to kiss somebody, but in business we don't usually kiss.
Okay, so it's not among strangers or anything like that. I remember when I was in teacher training at university, we were going through a cross-cultural. It was an English teaching methods class, and we were going through a cross-cultural section. And one of the students was from Colombia, and the teacher had her greet us with the traditional Colombian way. And for most of us Americans, we were very surprised. So, because for me, for example, it was the first time anybody had ever it greeted me that way, and it was interesting. I think she did 2 kisses on both sides, and it was surprising. And I know in many countries that would be surprising for people. So, and then in other countries, we bow or whatever. Okay, so let's find a word or phrase in the article which means. Adam, do you want to say something?
Yeah, because in Poland, I wanted to say that in Poland it's some kind of old-fashioned, but mainly old people treat ladies that on a greeting they kiss the hand.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but not like in France. I think that when they don't touch really that hand with their mouth, but in Poland they really do it.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And sorry, I was mistakenly had Alona speak for Poland. I should have asked you as well. So.
No problem.
So I try not to do that, but sometimes I do. Okay, so find a word or phrase in the article which means offending people. So a paragraph 2. Anybody know what one that would be? Does everybody have it up, or do I need to probably move it back up? Paragraph 2. What's a word that means offending people?
Causing offense.
Yes, causing offense. Okay, how about understood incorrectly in paragraph 3?
Misunderstood.
Misunderstanding.
Yeah. Misunderstanding. And what is an upward or downward movement of the head?
Nod.
Yeah, some of these we don't even have to look at the paragraph. Okay, do not move. A phrase in paragraph 3.
Still.
Keep still. Keep still. And people who arrive late. Down in here.
Turn up late.
Late comers. Yeah. So to disapprove of, in a phrasal verb in paragraph 4. So, this one right here, it's from the Dutch, frown upon lateness. So to disapprove of would be to frown upon. Okay, make someone feel nervous or uncomfortable. Paragraph 6. Any ideas on that one? When you can also unnerve the Western visitor, so you unnerve. Okay, and what is sudden periods of uncontrolled childish temper or anger?
Temper tantrums.
Temper tantrum. Okay, I was going to ask you, David, if you knew.
Yes.
Temper tantrum. Okay, so let's practice some of these ideas. First of all, in Brazil, Felipe, in Brazil, are latecomers? Is that okay for people to be late, or is it not? I think you already said that, actually.
I think not. I don't believe that to turn up a few minutes or hours is right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. In Spain, what happens in Spain, David, if an adult has a temper tantrum like that was described for Russia? Would they lose face or?
Yes, I can't imagine someone having a temper tantrum with 30 years, I think. I usually say to my daughter, to my friends, when someone is going to have a temper tantrum, that they are going to don't breathe.
They are going to not breathe?
Yes.
And
I usually say, okay, it's up to you, but you have to.
Okay, that's interesting. They're going to not breathe. If they're having a tantrum, they're not going to breathe. So, all right, and Carlos, can you tell us about the last misunderstanding that you had when it comes to maybe cross-cultural issues? Can you think of one?
Not misunderstanding, but they were laughing at me and teasing me because I didn't drink alcohol when I was in Japan.
Oh, really?
Because I don't drink, and they were forcing me to drink sake, and they were laughing because I asked for a Coke.
Okay, that happened to me when I first moved to Korea. So, yeah. Aldona, can you think of something that you have seen somebody do that caused offense, and maybe the person didn't mean to? It was just a cross-cultural situation. Can you think of any? Aldona, can you speak?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, no, yes.
Trying to think of something.
But could you repeat the question?
Yeah. Can you think of something that you have witnessed, maybe even that you've witnessed cross-culturally?
I can answer this question.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, I can't answer this question because
okay.
I haven't heard it well because of my internet connection.
Okay, no worries.
Issue.
No worries. Okay. So Adam, can you think of something that cross-culturally somebody that you have seen somebody cause offense but they didn't mean to?
Yeah, for some cultures it's not it can cause offense when you for example cough at the meal.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't do that at
Oh wow! So that can definitely cause offense. So, wow! I just noticed the time, and I want to thank you all for participation. And we'll see you in another day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.